Hey guys, baseball lover 1984 back at you. And as you can see, I'm sitting on my couch, which means it's just kind of time to talk. So, I said I was going to do a follow up video about how baseball kind of helps me with my mental state. So, as I said in the first video, which I entitled, Who is Baseball Lover 1984? um, I was diagnosed back in 2016 with schizophrenia and depression. I can tell you the depression came, I was engaged, and my ex fiance left me high and dry, pretty much. She comes by one day and tells me we're done. She's with another guy and she's already engaged. Which kind of means she was cheating on me while we were engaged. Um, as you can guess, that sent me into a very deep depression. The schizophrenia, that came later, not much later, but later. I started hearing voices in my head, basically telling me no one will ever love me. They were telling me to go do my crime, and I listened. Obviously, as I admitted to you guys, I was arrested. I was put in jail. They were also telling me stuff like, I'm not worthy. I'm not good. I'm not good at anything. I'll never be good at anything. I will always be a loser. um, as I've gone through therapy, my psychiatrist at my mental health program that I go to, I've learned that's not true. I'm trying to go back to school. I'm trying to go to Full Sail University to become a sports broadcaster, to be able to do baseball games like Vin Scully, like my favorite radio announcer, Howie Rose for the Mets. Um, you know, and I want to be able to use my knowledge of baseball to help me with my mental health. Now, how does it currently help me? Well, as I also stated in the video, again, the Who is Baseball Lover 1984, from the age of 10, I've been keeping scorecards. I've been keeping box scores for any and every game I watch. Even if it, like at that time when I was starting, wasn't the Yankees. Nowadays, even if it's not the Mets, um, I'll do it for literally anything and everything. Little League World Series. Um, I'm gonna try to rewatch on YouTube the final game, Curacao versus Hawaii, for the 2022 Little League World Series. Get that score, do that scoring. um, 2021, when they had the Olympics on, I did the baseball games. I did the softball games. I scored. Um, Even today, like I'll do non-Mets games. I'll listen to the Yankees on the radio if the Mets have an off day and the Yankees are playing. Um, I will watch the game if it's on TV, or at least the channels that I get that carry baseball, which I only get currently Fox, ESPN, and FS1. Now, some of you guys might be asking, well, why only those three? Well, something I didn't mention in the other video is because of my charge, I am homeless. Um, I don't live with my parents. like I used to, because I don't want to bring them in to everything, having to deal with parole. Because, in a sense, and if anybody who's on parole or has been on parole watches these videos, you'll know it's not just you who's on parole. It's almost like your entire family if you live with them. Everybody in your house, it's like they're on parole. And I couldn't do that, especially being that I have currently a 17-year-old sister who's still in high school. She's going to be a senior this year and graduate in 2023. And so I'm homeless. I currently live out of a hotel in North Bergen, New Jersey. And so I only get those channels on TV. Sometimes I'll get TBS if TBS wants to work, but when it doesn't, I don't get TBS. So yeah, basically whenever games are on Fox, ESPN, or FS1, I'll watch the games. During the College World Series, I would watch the games on ESPNU, ESPN2, and ESPN. Same thing with the Women's College World Series. I'd watch on those three networks. And I listen to games on the radio for the Mets if they're not on. Well, also, yeah, even with the Mets, I get Pix 11. So whenever the games are on Pix for the Mets, I will watch them and do the scores that way. So basically, yeah, those 4 channels. If a game is on, and for 3 of those 4, any team, the other, there's 30 teams, so the other 29 teams, if they're playing, I'll watch. I'll score, But watching the games, listening to the games, going to games, they let me get away from the real world for anywhere from 2.5 to almost 4 hours. They'll let me get away from the world. And it's almost like I go back to being 10 years old, scoring games at home, watching the games. Even to when my dad would take me to Shea Stadium. I used to go out and buy scorebooks. And, at Sports Authority back in the day. And when I worked at Sports Authority and I got my employee discount, I used to stock up on scorebooks. Now I buy them off Amazon. I'll actually put a link in the bottom to the books I use, because I really love these books. Here, I can actually show you, because I got one right here. This is the scorebook I use. I'll put a link to it down at the bottom. In case you want to try to use those books. I really like them. So, but yeah, it gives me a chance to get away for a couple hours. And just relax and enjoy and go back to being a kid almost. Forget about the fact I'm homeless. And, that's what baseball does for me mentally. It just lets me forget about the problems of the world for a couple hours. During the 7th inning, I get to sing, take me out to the ball game. I'm at a Mets game. If they do the Meet the Mets sing-along, I'll sing to that. Um, I want to try to go up to Boston next season to go see the Mets play Boston. And, with that, if the Red Sox win, I'll sing Tessie or Muddy Water. I'll sing Sweet Caroline. Same thing. I want to try to go down to Baltimore to go see Mets Orioles. I've been down to Baltimore, and what I love when they do the national anthem, for the one part when they go for one of the O's, I forget which one. It's been a while. It's been many years. They go, oh, for the O's for Orioles, which is cool. I'll even do that. Even if I'm in an opposing team's jersey, I'll still do that because it's fun. Even in an opposing team's jersey, I'll still go up to the mascot, give the mascot a pound, hug him. I'm in Boston. If Wally, the Green Monster, comes up, I could be wearing my Mets jersey. I'll still go up and hug Wally. I'll still give Wally a fist bump. I'm down in Baltimore. Same thing. I'm wearing a Mets jersey down in Baltimore. I'll still give the Oriole a fist bump. I'll still give the Oriole a big hug, get my picture taken with them. Because it's fun. But yeah. I'd like to hear from you guys. I'd like to hear, how does baseball help you? If it does at all. Leave a comment about that. Tell me about that. I'd love to hear from you guys. And with that, I will say, if you like this video, tap that like button. If I get enough, maybe I'll do more videos like this. Just to sit down on the couch and BS for a little bit. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tap that little bell for any and all notifications on future and upcoming videos. And on that, I will see you at the ball game. Play ball.